Hey there, Evan. Say, you wouldn't know where Bracken is, do you? There's something I need to speak with her about. I'm sorry, I'm not sure where she is. Is it anything I might be able to help with? I doubt it. It's about her leg, see? She asked me to make some improvements to it so it's more useful to her in battle. She's obsessed with attaching little jets so she can make super tight turns. She keeps asking me to install them, but I just can't work out how.
Oh my!
I mean, what if something went wrong? What if she was going full tilt swinging that hammer of hers and she veered off course?
Sure.
I really don't want to do anything that might put her in danger, but she keeps bugging me about it. I decided to try a different approach. I thought if I could maybe design a cool battlefield outfit for her, she might forget about the jets for a while.
What?
And did it work? Kind of, yeah. In fact, she seemed almost as excited about it as she was about the jets. Only trouble is, now I have to actually build it.
Oh.
That sounds like hard work, Trey. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Thanks.
Thanks, Evan. Actually, if you could help me find some of the materials, that would be super helpful. I need 2 sunset prisms. I won't be able to finish the vital signs monitoring module without those. 2 sunset prisms? Alright, leave it to me.
See ya.
Thanks, seriously, I appreciate it. I'm probably going to need some other stuff too, but let's start with the prisms and take it from there. Trey, an industrial designer from Broadleaf, has decided to try his hand at fashion. Is going to design a new battlefield outfit for Bracken. Evan can't wait to see what Trey's going to come up with, but he's going to need to gather some materials for it first.
Listen.
Could you bring me 2 sunset prisms? I won't be able to finish Bracken's outfit without them.
Right.
Nice work, Evan. These prisms are perfect. We're one step closer to finishing Bracken's battlefield outfit.
Alright.
It's wonderful news. What other materials do you need, Trey? Well, next up I'm going to need to work on the outer shell, so 2 somnium nuggets would be perfect.
Listen.
Could you bring me 2 nuggets of somnium? I need them to finish off Bracken's battlefield outfit.
No way.
Yep, these are perfect. We're all set. A few more tweaks and Bracken's power suit will be good to go. Great, I can't wait to see how it turns out. Alright, go wait in the throne room, and I'll let you know when I'm done. I turned her into an intergalactic bounty hunter.
Hey.
Hey Evan, do you like my new outfit? Trey designed it for me.
Gosh.
You look incredible, Bracken.
Uh-huh.
It's hard wearing, comfortable, and easy to move around in. In other words, just what you need in the heat of battle. You look hard as nails, man. A proper futuristic mega soldier, ain't it?
Thanks.
You're the best in the business, Trey. You always know exactly what I need. Ah, shucks. It's nice of you to say so, Bracken. Just you stay safe out there, you hear? And hey, thanks for all your help, Evan. I couldn't have done this without you. Mention it, Trey. It's great to see Bracken looking so happy.
Alrighty.
Oh wait, since you're here, Trey, I thought we could talk more about those upgrades to my leg. I've been thinking about those rockets and... How many times do I have to tell you? It's too dangerous. So Zip got in touch to tell me he developed some new tech that was going to blow away my tiny mind and show Bracken who was #1. Sounds like he's pretty fired up.
Hello.
Hello, Price. How's everything going? Not so bad, I guess. Trade with Broadleaf is booming right now, which is kind of fun.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of Broadleaf, I have good news and bad news. Which do you want first?
Gosh.
The good news, I think. Alright, here goes. I found a way we can get hold of a super cool Broadleaf ink component for free. That's wonderful. And the bad news? Yeah, that. Well, if we want it, we'll need to go find it. See, it fell out of the airship it was being transported in, somewhere over the desert. It was something to do with the perpetual fission reactor, so now that the project's been shelved, Broadleaf Inc. doesn't need it anymore. Which is why I thought we could go claim it for Evermore. Nobody over at Broadleaf Mines, I already checked. How exciting! I'll start looking for it right away. I thought you'd say that. You're a good kid, Evan. And a good king, too. So yeah, all we know is that it's out in the desert someplace. I don't have any more detail than that, sorry. Guess you just have to head out that way and keep your eyes peeled. Price has been making all sorts of deals with Broadleaf Inc. and has heard about a valuable component that fell from one of Zip's airships and landed somewhere in the desert. Unfortunately, he can't be more specific than that, so Evan will just have to head to where it's hot and see if he can find it.
Yep.
I heard that component fell out of the airship it was being transported in and landed someplace in the desert. Good luck finding it. Hyperclear Industrial Prism.
Hello.
Hello, Price. Is this what you were talking about? We found it out in the desert.
Hey!
Whoa, a hyperclear industrial prism. Man, this is awesome. Prisms this pure are like super rare.
Yup.
The guys in research are going to go crazy when I show them this. Thanks for going to all that trouble, man.
Thank you.
No, thank you for telling us where to find it. It was lots of fun.
Hey there.
The delivery guy messed up the other day and brought me double what I'd ordered. Here, why don't you take the excess off my hands? I guess it's your lucky day.
Hey there.
You know, kingmakers all have their charms. You get old Longfang, who has this kind of enigmatic thing going on. Then you have Brainstorm with that whole elegant vibe. Oh, and you can't forget Oakenheart. Man, that guy's adorable. But whichever way you cut it, no one's beating Bastion. He's just got it going on.
So
you know that priestess chick Kelly Anera? I hear she's pretty tight with those Incineraptor things. You know, those monsters? And some people have all the luck. Love to have some cool friends like that.
hey.
Your kingmaker's that little yellow dude, right? He ain't exactly as impressive as some of the others. What's that? He's still got some growing to do. Boy, I can't wait to see how he turns out.
Hello.
Brooke? Oh, heaven. Sorry, you kind of caught me at a bad time. My hair, it's just so dull and lifeless. Oh man, look at it. It's horrible.
Oh.
Oh, don't be silly, Brooke. Your hair looks lovely, honest. Really? I guess you haven't seen Yo-Ho-Ho, huh? Compared to her, my hair's a total mess. I mean, I use all the latest broadleaf ink products, but none of them seem to do any good. There's only one thing for it. It's time to go back to nature. Nature? What do you mean? Sweet sap, of course. That's what I need. Some good, natural, gooey goodness. I'm pretty sure that's what Yo-Ho-Ho uses. I've got to get me some too. You going to put it in your hair? Sure I am. Hey, could you get a couple dollars for me? I'm just too stressed out right now. Please, Evan, you'd really be helping me out. Well, if you think it's going to help, I'd be happy to. $2 for sweet sap, was it? Wait here, Brooke. It won't be long. Brooke, a programmer from Broadleaf, is desperate to have hair as shiny and radiant as Yo-Ho-Ho. She's convinced that sweet sap is the substance she needs to make it happen. Find some for her, and see what effect it has.
So.
Could you go get me $2 for sweet sap, Evan? I'd go myself, but I'm way too stressed out right now.
Hello.
Here you go, Brooke. I got you some sweet sap. Evan, you're a lifesaver. Thanks so much. Now let's give it a try. I have to say, it's not really how I expected. What do you mean? It just, I don't know. It doesn't seem to have made much of a difference, does it? Maybe I need something else. Something even shinier. Maybe I shouldn't try and compete with Yo-Ho-Ho. I mean, she's got her own style. Maybe I should just stick to mine. That sounds like a good idea, Brooke. And as I said, I've always thought your hair looked very nice anyway. Thanks. Guess it isn't all that bad, huh? I've been wondering if adding a little spellcraft to my life might spice things up. Who knows, maybe one day I'll wind up waving a magic wand and saving the world and stuff.
Hi there.
You can have your pancakes and waffles and ice cream and sundaes. What I want is a good steak served extra rare. Gosh, Evan, I've got to say, you're just so adorable. I mean, you're sweet, you're smart. No wonder you've got all these great girls fighting for your army.
Hi there.
Curses, and I was so close.
Excuse me.
What's the matter, Grisella? Oh, it's you, Your Majesty. Well, I spent hours and hours preparing a very special potion. I'm tantalizing close, but I'm still missing one vital ingredient. Oh, well, I'm sure I can help you find it. What is it exactly? It's bone, a delicate wing bone to be precise. Alright, I'll find one for you as soon as I can.
Thanks.
Thank you, that would be a great help. Also, would you mind not telling anyone else about this? It could be our little secret. Of course, I won't tell anyone if you don't want me to. Grisella, a shaman from Dignong Dell, is preparing a special potion, but she's missing one final ingredient. She's unable to leave her cauldron unattended, so it's up to Evan to come up with the goods.
Yeah.
I just need a delicate wing bone and my potion will be complete. I'd be ever so grateful if you can bring me one. Here you are, Grisella.
Thank you very much.
Ah, you brought me the bone I asked for. Yes, this is perfect. Thank you, Your Majesty. So can you tell me some more about this potion you're making? I'm afraid not. It must be kept a secret, even from the ruler of our kingdom. Oh, well, I hope you don't mind me making sure, but not some kind of poison or anything like that, is it?
Huh?
Of course not. How dare you? Look, if you must know, it's a love potion. Someone asked me to concoct one for them. I won't say any more than that, though. I most certainly won't say who it's for.
Ah.
I see. Sorry for prying. I hope it's a big success. Oh, it will be. I'm certain of that. Thanks again for your help, Your Majesty. And listen, if you really want me to whip one up for you as well, I can. Just keep it under your hat, alright?
Oh!
Oh, thanks for the offer, Grisella, but I don't think I'll be needing one anytime soon. One person's curse is another's charm. The same thing can often be used for both good and evil, you see. I'm looking forward to seeing how you choose to use this. Let me use this bonsai for evil. You may be surprised to learn this, but some curses can actually have beneficial effects. Would you like me to put one on you? Oh, don't look so scared. That was just my little joke.
Excuse me.
Good timing, Your Majesty. I need to talk to you about something important. Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Fighting, of course. Doing battle. Those fools from Ding Dong Dell want to take us on, and we're going to crush them.
What?
What? The Ding Dong Dell? Why would they want to fight us? Now, we can't afford to take them lightly. We've always had plenty of tough fighters, mercenaries like me and regular soldiers too. Even in a mock battle, I think they'll probably field some pretty tough customers. This should be fun, and a good test for our forces too. Oh, it's a mock battle. Thank goodness for that. I thought you meant... Phew. Sorry, should have been a little clearer maybe. Anyway, I knew you'd be keen either way. Right, a couple of things to bear in mind. Ding Dong Dell have a nice, well-balanced force, with some extremely talented swordsmen in particular. This won't be easy, but that's exactly what's going to make it so fun. They said they'd be waiting for us out in the rolling hills. Head over there and let them know when you're ready to get started. This should be a good scrap.
Thank you.
I hope so. Well, thank you, Raxel. Having sworn to work with Evermore to protect the world, the forces of Ding Dong Dell are keen to hold a mock battle in order to hone their skills. Raxel has warned them that this will be no easy victory, so they're fielding their brightest and best. Will Evan's army be able to win the day? I always thought monster hunting was beneath me, but it looks like there are some decent fighters joining these guilds that have been cropping up. Maybe I should give it a try.
Thank you very much.
Your Majesty, thank you for coming. We've been very much looking forward to pitting our forces against yours. Our old friend Raxo has told us how powerful your army has become. That's why we brought our very finest soldiers along. We have no intention of losing. On behalf of General Grief, who will be leading our army today, allow me to wish you all the best on the battlefield. Now our preparations are complete, so let us know when you're ready to begin. Ding Dong versus Ding Dong Dell. Joint exercise code green. The traitor has come back. Looking for revenge, are you? Well, you'll find no quarter here.
What?
To traitor? Are you talking about me?
Great key!
He's fired up for this one, ain't it? Oh, it's all an act, of course. He's just trying to up the realism a touch. We mean nothing by it, Your Majesty.
March! Advance! As predicted, a victory!
You have a lot of gall for a traitor. Let's see how you like this.
We can't
Where the flip was he hiding that lot?
Our lead is in your hands!
We can worry about that later, Lofty. Right now, we've got to get things under control.
Hiya! Charge! Now! Forward! I did it! Charge! I did it! For the square! Yes! Victory! We can't afford to
Worrying news,
lose.
Your Majesty. A horde of wyverns appear to be approaching our position. Wyverns? But that's not part of the scenario. We're not ready for this at all. Evan, you're gonna have to help us out here.
Right?
Alright, let's team up and teach them a lesson.
For the square!
A fine victory!
I did it! Yes! Victory!
Phew, that looks like all the wyverns dealt with. Indeed, which means the time for niceties is over. Come, traitor, prepare to face justice. You will never defeat me. In the name of General Grief, I refuse to allow it. He's got a lot of fight in him, this one. Maybe it'd be better not to charge in head on. Are you ready, General Grief? Are you ready to witness the destruction of the traitor?
Oh, careful, man.
Blimey, he ain't messing about, eh?
There's our chance!
We don't have to take him on, though. We could just give him the slip and focus on the head honcho.
The tide has turned in our favor!
Bish, bash, bosh!
I don't flip and believe it. You beat him. A proper whacking that was, man.
All right.
Alright, we're nearly there now. Let's keep pushing on toward the enemy camp.
Advance! We can't afford to lose!
So let's kill him and go around.
Advance! Charge!
I hope you like the sound of cannon fire, Evan, because there's plenty coming your way. Cannons? Flip's sake, Mud. We'll need them smashed them to bits before we go after their command post, or they'll tear us to bits.
Good luck, troops!
Those cannons are a key part of the strategy. If you think you can destroy them without a fight, you've got another thing coming.
Advance! As predicted, a victory! The lead is in your hands!
They've gone and lost their cannons. What is Dirk playing at?
Oh, no,
They're
you
properly
attack
funneled,
us.
man. Let's press our advantage.
Stay
say.
strong!
All our cannons have been neutralized, sir. What? All of them? What in the world are those incompetents doing?
Listen, you.
Don't blame them, Mud. You're supposed to be in charge by your... Ah, at last, the traitor is here. It seems the time for the final showdown has come.
Ugh.
Can you please stop calling me a traitor? I am the king, you know.
Away! Advance! Forward!
If anybody's a traitor, it really is the mouse kind from Ding Dong Bell.
Now! Forward!
Bish, bash, bosh.
Hiya! Sure! The lever's in your hands! Ready? It's now or never!
Ha! You're formidable for a traitor. Far stronger than the rumor suggested. Oh, well, thank you, I suppose. But don't think you've seen the last of me. We'll meet again, Evan of Evermore. I suppose that means the practice battle is over. Well done, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone!
Yeah.
Well, well. I didn't expect to be tasting defeat today. It's a real testament to how far Evermore has come, and to your tactical acumen, of course, your majesty.
Thank you.
I'm just happy that we're able to help each other and get better with joint exercises like these.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more. I consider it a great honor that we were able to work together to preserve world peace. By the way, we hold mock battles such as these on a regular basis. I hope that we will have the chance to take each other on again sometime. Alright, there's a couple quests I'm not going to do right now. Most of them are the DLC quests. A couple of them are the weapon and armor quests that I will wait until I have the appropriate items for. I actually have the appropriate armor, I just need to find a sword. I'm waiting so that I could have a nice fluid recording of it. I wish I knew what to look for.
Excuse me?
Is everything alright, Klaus? Your Majesty, I fancy meeting you at a time like this. You see, I've just received a rather frustrating piece of information. I decided to have my fortune told to see what I could do to improve my business prospects. And I was informed of an item that will bring me great wealth and prosperity. Flavor of some mineral that falls from the heavens above. Apparently, I simply need to dissolve a little of it in water and splash it on my face before going to bed. Mineral that dissolves in water? Apparently so. Isn't it infuriating? I've never even heard of such a thing. I fear I'm never going to become rich and successful at this rate. I don't suppose you have any ideas, Your Majesty. You've seen much more of the world than I have, after all. I don't suppose you've come across anything like that on your travels. I'll have a think. If I do come across something that fits the bill, I'll be sure to bring you some. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. That would be wonderful. I'll be waiting right here. Klaus has been told of a special substance that is sure to become a rich and successful merchant. A flavor sub-mineral that has fallen from the heavens above. What's more, it's something that can be dissolved in water. Can Evan work out what this mystery material is and bring some to Klaus? So I need to find a flavorsome mineral that falls from the heavens above, apparently. One that dissolves in water, no less. I'm absolutely stumped, but if you can work out what it is, I'd be ever so grateful if you could bring me some, Your Majesty. I'm guessing shooting star salt? The grains of the salt look like tiny stars, and some even claim it came from space.
Hey!
I think this might be what you're looking for, Klaus. Shooting star salt. Huh? Salt? I suppose it does dissolve in water, and its name does suggest that it might have fallen from the heavens too. Yes, I think this must be it. This must be the item that will make me rich. I think it might be, you know. To think the answer was staring me in the face all along. I sprinkle salt on my cheese sandwiches every day. I suppose that's the merchant in me, though, always looking for something new. I'd do well to look closer to home from time to time.
Thank you very much.
Your Majesty, I've learned an important lesson today. Sometimes the thing you're looking for is right under your nose. You're welcome, Claus. I just hope your salt wash works as advertised. This little item's got a couple of scratches on it, so I can't sell it, but it's still a top quality piece. Here, you take it, free of charge. Oh, if it isn't the king himself, as I live and breathe. Well, don't worry, Your Majesty. I'm working day and night to make sure your kingdom thrives. Well, if it isn't our handsome young king. And how are you today, Your Majesty?
Hello.
I'm very well, thank you, Lady Trudy. How are the crops looking?
Oh, yes.
We're all set for another bumper harvest, I'm pleased to say. Honestly, it really is an honor to be able to work fields as fertile as these. You're very welcome, and remember, if there's ever anything I can do to help, don't hesitate to ask. Well, now that you mention it, I wonder if you might be able to give some advice about Munakoi. I've been rather concerned about him of late. Munakoi, what seems to be the matter? Well, all he seems to do lately is spend his days standing in the fields staring at the soil. He barely does a stroke of work. Oh, but that's not like him. He loves working the fields.
Oh, yes.
He does. Oh, he certainly does. He's one of the most green-fingered fellows I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. That's why I want to help him, you see. But he's ever so shy, and every time I try to speak to him, the blighter runs away.
Oh.
He never was the best conversationalist, but at least he didn't threaten to throw you off a cliff. Oh, it seems like you two go back a long way. First, he'd feel more comfortable talking to you about whatever it is that's bothering him. I think you might be right, Lady Trudy. Alright, leave it to me. I'll go and talk to him right away. Lady Trudy is hard at work in the fields, making sure Evermore enjoys another bumper harvest. But she's worried about her fellow farmer, Munakoi. Something seems to be troubling him, but she can't work out what. Time for Evan to investigate. King Evan? Well now, it is an honor. What brings you here?
Hey.
Lady Trudy asked me to come and speak to you, Munakoi. She said she was worried about you. Is everything alright? Her lady's just worried about you, yeah? Now there's a thing. Well, truth be told, I'm more might worried myself. See, it says it's a small matter of these here fields of ours. The soil is as cold as a north-blessed wind. Cold? Aye. Seems something merely a fancy of mine, but I know soil, and this soil is too blessed cold.
Golly.
Well, thank you for letting me know, Munakoi. Alright, I tried a few things to warm it up, Your Majesty, but nothing seems to do the trick. Forgive me, seems I'm precious little use. Don't be silly, you're ever so useful. Now let's think about what we might be able to do about this, shall we? You're sure you don't have any ideas at all about how to warm up the soil? Well, there was one last thing I thought to try, and you'll forgive me if you think this a foolish thought. But I wonder if flooding the fields with some piping hot water might not do the trick.
Gosh.
How hot exactly? Well, hot enough to bubble and boil, a little at least, I reckon. I hate to ask, but could you see your way to seeking out such a thing, Your Majesty? Of course, leave it to me. We'll need some hot water to warm that there soil up, Your Majesty. Hot enough to bubble and boil at least, I reckon. Jar of simmering wonder water. Simmering wonder water? Aye, this'll warm the soil right up.
Thank you very much.
Reckon a splash or two of this here will keep the crops from ailing. Thank you kindly, Your Majesty. Very glad to be able to help. I'll go and tell Lady Trudy the good news as well. Forgive me for making you do all the running around, lad. And all the while I just stood here doing nothing. Well, if you hadn't been out there keeping a careful eye on the fields, we wouldn't even have known there was a problem with Munakoi.
Hey.
You really should have a little more confidence, you know. Lady Trudy herself said you're one of the most green-fingered fellows she's ever seen. That's high praise indeed coming from someone of her standing. Her ladyship said that. About me? Yahar! I best not let her down now, had I? Nor yourself neither, Your Majesty. I'll be working harder than ever from now on, you'll see. You want to speak with me, Your Majesty? 'Tis an honor indeed. An honor, says I. Seems the good folk of Evermore and been enjoying me vegetables. I couldn't be prouder. I love them carrots and cabbages like they was me own children. The more the fields there are, the more work I have to do. But I ain't complaining. A little hard work never killed no one, did it now? Or did it? There are certain quests I won't trigger just yet, like these two right here. We're part of the DLC quests. We will look at those after we've completed the main content.
Hey,
Hey Evan, you haven't seen Newbie around the place anywhere, have you?
Not exactly.
Newbie? Why? Is everything alright? Not really. Something kind of bad happened. So I was talking to this guy about weapon tech and stuff, and I happened to mention the kind of work we can and can't give Newbie. Turns out he was listening, and the next thing I knew, he ran off without saying a word.
Yeah.
I don't know what he thought he heard. Anyhow, ever since then he's been acting really weird, like super cold. I'll just be like, hi, and he's all like, whatever, man. I'm sure it's all just some stupid misunderstanding, but I can't fix things until I know what's going on with him, you know? Oh dear, perhaps I could go and talk with him.
Thanks.
You'd do that? Oh man, if you could, you'd really be helping me out. Thanks, your majesty. Brody looks rather forlorn. He's agreed to help Newbie in his quest to produce the legendary equipment, but their relationship suddenly seems to have soured. It's up to Evan to find Newbie and work out what's going on. A talent like that should be working, not worrying. There you are. What are you doing all the way out here, Newbie?
Oi!
King Evan? I am just examining the soil here. I am thinking about how the various metals are formed and so on. Why? Do you need something? Not really. It's just, well, I've been speaking to Brody. Did something happen between you two? Brody? Oh. No, nothing. It's simply that, well, I was under the impression that he considered me an equal, a fellow weapon maker, but it seems I was wrong. You see, I heard him speaking about me with one of his friends. He said I was not allowed to work on a certain weapon. He's just a kid, man. That is what he said.
Oh.
I see. Brody always praises me to my face, but now I have learned that his true opinion of me is rather different. You don't know that for sure, Newbie. Perhaps he meant something different. But I understand how you feel. Thank you for telling me. I better go and see what Brody has to say about this. Brody always praises me to my face, but now I've learned that his true opinion is rather different. Well, Brody, I'm speaking to Newbie, and he's upset because you said he's not allowed to work on certain weapons. Did you say that? That he couldn't work on certain things because he's just a child? Listen, Newbie's a great kid. He's super passionate, and his skills are way better than most guys with years of experience. And it's not just me saying that, by the way. Everybody in the industry says he's an awesome talent, which is why there's no way I'd ever put him in any danger. Oh, danger?
Yeah.
Some of our work involves a lot of fumes. Dog folk have super sensitive lungs, and he's a kid besides. There's no way I can let him do that stuff. That's what I meant when I said he was just a kid. It was nothing to do with his talent. Just didn't want him getting hurt. Guess I can understand why he took it that way, though.
Oh.
It was all just a big misunderstanding. I knew it. We've got to set things straight, Brody. Totally, but before you do that,
Oh,
I hate to ask you this, but I need another favor. You know the work I was talking about before with the fumes? Well, there is a way to make it safe, even for Newbie. He just needs to wear a mask made of frosty fluff cotton. That way, he won't be breathing any of the bad stuff in. The problem is, I'm clean out, and I'm too busy to go get some more. Could you get it for me? Then you can take it to Newbie and explain the whole situation. Of course, I'll go and find some right away.
thanks.
Man, you'll probably need about 3 clumps of the stuff just to be safe. Let me know how it goes, okay?
Yeah.
If you could go give Newbie 3 clumps of frosty fluff cotton, you'd really be helping me out, man. Brody was not angry with me, was he? I'm rather frightened to ask him directly. You handed over 3 clumps of frosty fluff cotton. What is this? Brody told me to give it to you. You just need to make a face mask out of it, and you'll be allowed to work on the weapon he was talking about. But when Brody said you were just a child, it didn't have anything to do with your weapon-making abilities. He just didn't want you breathing in any dangerous fumes, that's all. So Brody was... he was worried about me? Oh, I have been a fool. I must go and speak with him right away. I must apologize. Well, it looks like we sorted out that little misunderstanding. Let's head back to the workshop and make sure they're all friends again. Please, Brody, I must apologize for the misunderstanding.
Hey there.
Your Majesty, thanks for all your help. Now Newbie's got his mask, he can work on that weapon I was talking about. He'll have it mastered in no time, too. That's wonderful news.
Excuse me.
Now, I know you've done a lot for me already, but I have one last teeny tiny favor to ask. That kid needs to be constantly challenged, man. He needs to be looking at high-grade weapons, like, the whole time, so he can always be learning. So I was thinking if you handed one over, being the king and all, he'd pay extra special attention.
Golly.
Another request? Golly.
Yeah.
It'd be really great if you could bring a radiant blade of grade 8 or higher for the little guy. You can learn a lot from studying a piece like that.
Yeah.
Your Majesty, what if you... Is that for me? Incredible! Just look at it. Will I ever be able to make something like this, I wonder? Brody seems to think so. That's why he asked me to give it to you. In fact, he seems to think you could make something even better. Then I must try to do so. I thought my career as a weapon maker was over when my grandmother passed away, but I have learned so much since coming here.
Thanks.
This country, and you, Your Majesty, have done so much to help me realize my dreams. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, newbie. I just can't wait to see the legendary weapon when you're finally ready to make it. You and Fido can do it. I know you can.
Hello?
Bygone, what are you up to? I came to collect the latest piece of armor that we sent to Fido to be repaired, but the foolish boy is nowhere to be seen. Just where has he disappeared to? Oh, I'm sure he hasn't gone far. Let me go and look for him.
Oh.
Thank you, Your Majesty. He really has nothing but trouble, that grandson of mine. Bygone, a rather intimidating older gentleman, has come to visit his grandson, Fido, a promising armor maker. But Fido is nowhere to be found. Perhaps Evan will be able to track him down and find out what's going on. There you are. What's going on, Fido? Oh, King Evan, do not worry. I will be returning to work right away. Bygone's waiting for you, you know. What? My grandfather? Oh, no. I knew it. I knew my armor would displease him. He must be furious. Oh, I cannot face him. I simply cannot. Oh, don't worry, Fido. I'm sure it'll be fine. I was a failure as a soldier. Now I've proven myself to be a failure as an armorer. No wonder my grandfather's angry at me. Please, Your Majesty, I cannot go back and face him now. Will you tell him for me? Please, tell him I am indisposed.
Hello?
Bygone, I'm afraid Fido is, indisposed at the moment. Ugh, typical foolish young pup. He thinks I'm angry with him, does he not? Oh, how did you know that?
Right.
I know my grandson well enough. He has always lacked faith in himself. I did not come to rage at him. Quite the opposite, in fact. His work is very impressive indeed. In fact, my men refuse to have their armor seen to by anybody else. That is why I came to visit him personally. I thought I should let him know how well I thought he was doing. Goodness. A soldier's armor becomes part of him, you see. Over time, it becomes impossible to tell where the man ends and the armor begins. Of course, most are too embarrassed to admit that. To admit the extent to which they rely on the work of craftspeople like my grandson. Gosh, he really has to hear this. You wouldn't believe how badly he's got the wrong end of the stick. He is still young, little more than a pup. The more I think about it, the more I believe it would be better for you to tell him this. You, too, are young. He will listen. If he sees me, he will simply run with his tail between his legs. And if you do not mind, could you please take him 3 balls of cuddly warm cotton as well? You will understand its significance. Cuddly warm cotton? Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Do me a favor.
Could you go and speak with Fido, Your Majesty? And could you take him 3 balls of cuddly warm cotton? You will understand its significance. I wonder if my grandfather's still waiting for me. I'm sure that he is. He is far too stubborn to give up and go home.
Hello?
Great news, Fido. Your grandfather is not angry with you at all. Really? No, I do not believe you. He was merely pretending for your benefit, Your Majesty. As soon as he sees me, he is sure to erupt with fury once again. He really won't, I promise. In fact, he's got something very important to tell you. But King Evan, it has been so long. I feel that it would be better now if we were not to meet at all.
Oh.
I almost forget. He asked me to give you this. He handed over 3 clumps of cuddly warm cotton. Cuddly warm cotton? Grandfather always used to use this to polish his armor. So that's it. I spent so much time with him as a young pup. I would sit with him as he polished his armor, listening to his stories. There was a famous armorer in Goldpaw back then. My grandfather would always clean his armor before taking it to him to have improvements made. A soldier's armor grows to become part of him over time. That is what he used to say. And the man who makes his armor becomes his brother. And he truly seemed to mean it. He was never a sentimental man, but his bond with the armor was a true and a deep one.
Yeah.
In fact, that is why I sought to become an armorer myself. I think I've always known that I could never be a soldier, but I loved him and respected him, so I wished to have the same bond that he had with this man if I could. I had completely forgotten this. Thank you, King Evan. You have reminded me of exactly why I decided that armor making was my true calling. I must return to my workshop right away. That's wonderful to hear, Fido. But I I must confess that I am still a little frightened of him. Would you mind coming with me?
What?
Really? I mean, I don't mind, of course, but you don't need to be frightened, I promise.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, King Evan. You were right all along. Everything that happened with my grandfather, it was all a misunderstanding.
Thanks.
You have done my grandson a great service, King Evan. Thank you, and thank you for giving him the cuddly warm cotton too. You're welcome, Bygone. I'm just glad you're friends again.
So,
There was actually another reason why I came here. Another thing I wish to discuss with Fido. He has become a fine armorer, as you know, but there's still room to improve. The only way this will happen, however, if he's exposed to pieces of unsurpassed quality. For example, some warlord's armor of grade 8 or higher. If my grandson were to spend some time studying a piece such as that, he would learn a great deal, I am certain. I see. I'd better go and find one for him.
do me a favor.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Fido holds you in the very highest regard, you know. It would mean a great deal to him if you were to present him with the armor yourself.
Do me a favor.
Fido could learn a lot from examining some warlord's armor of grade 8 or higher. If you could take him some, it would mean a lot to me. What is it, Your Majesty? Oh, you say that my grandfather asked you to bring me something? This is what my grandfather asked you to bring me? That's right. He thought you might be able to learn a lot by studying it. I see.
Thanks.
Here, Your Majesty, for everything. There's not a day that goes by when I do not feel blessed to have had the opportunity to come to your kingdom. Thanks to you, I feel that I am close to realizing my dream than ever. And to my grandfather, too. I will not let you down, either of you. I know you won't, Fido. You've changed so much since I first met you. It's wonderful to see.
Welcome to Swift Solutions.
A certain celebrated writer has sent me this rhyme. That eerie, spooky silk or something of its ilk would please me very much were I to feel its touch. He tells me he's going to knock the wandering on the head soon and settle down in his hometown. He says he's looking forward to seeing you there.
Oh, by the way,
Ah, I'm glad you dropped by, Your Majesty. There's someone who'd like to meet you. You should be able to find him near the Cat's Cradle here in Ding Dong Dell. There's a writer who would like to meet you. It seems he's very impressed with all the errands you've been running for him. His name is Furnist, and you'll find him near the Cat's Cradle in Ding Dong Dell. Ah, you must be the one the Taskmaster said would be coming. My name is Furnist. I write fiction, mostly.
oh,
Wait, I know who you are. You're King Evan. Heh. If I'd have known it was you running all those errands. Thanks anyway. I needed to research folklore from different corners of the world, you see. It's for a story I'm working on. I needed to know for sure whether all the monsters and weapons and whatnot from those tales actually existed. And now I do, thanks to you.
now then.
But I suppose I owe you something in return. How about I come and work for you? I picked up a few useful skills on my travels. I'm sure I could help your kingdom somehow.
Oh, yes.
I'll always be a writer at heart, though. Don't be surprised if you turn up in a story or two of mine. I had traveled the world, but found I longed for the familiar sights and sounds of Ding Dong Dell, the kingdom of my birth. Oh, and I missed the sardine sandwiches. But still, I felt somehow restless and unfulfilled. That is when young Evan spoke to me.
Hello?
Do you, mind if I ask what you're doing in here?
Hey,
Oh, a customer. How unusual. What am I doing, you ask? Isn't it obvious? I'm working on this sword. Not the sharpest tool in the box, are you? Get it?
What?
What? This is a cave. Wait a second. I remember hearing rumors about a super eccentric, super talented blacksmith who works in a dingy cave someplace. They say he can turn even the bluntest piece of iron into a super sharp sword. This must be the guy, right?
Are people really saying things like that about me? Oh, stop it. You're making me blush.
I have an idea. Why don't you come and join us in my new kingdom? We're always in need of sharper swords.
Yeah.
I would be a real asset for you, that's for sure. My swords would really give your soldiers the edge. Get it? The problem is, I'm not convinced of your credentials as a blade man.
What?
Wait, what? You want us to show you we love swords as much as you do, huh? I guess the rumors about you being pretty strict on that stuff were true.
Yeah.
Amass yourself a great big stockpile of 30 or more different melee weapons. Maybe I'll think about moving there. How's that for a deal? Now I think you'd best get moving. Chop chop.
30, huh? That's kind of a lot, but we'll give it a try. Tiger is a talented but eccentric blacksmith who lives in a dingy cave all by himself. He'd be an excellent addition to Evermore's community of craftspeople, but his conditions for moving there aren't the easiest to meet. A massive stockpile of 30 or more melee weapons. Not have that? It says I've got 91. I don't know if this is... Does it need to be 30 of the same kind or something? No, it says or different melee weapon. So it's not possess, it's craft 30 melee weapons. $30.
Now, I'm going to take a stab in the dark here, but I'd say you've put together quite a collection of weapons, am I right?
Gosh.
How did you know?
Oh, don't ax me. I just recognize a fellow blade buff when I see one, that's all.
So you'll come to our kingdom now, right? Like you said you would?
Of course I will. And I'm going to make sure you've got the sharpest swords in the whole wide world. Otherwise, what's the point? Get it?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That would be wonderful. To the west of the Forest of Nail is yet another person I missed. Before I hit that cave, there's actually a chest over here. Let's go ahead and sweep that up. Squeak, squeak, squeak! I think this Grimchilla might be trying to tell us something. I know, let's cast Nature's Tongue and hear what it has to say. Oi, Pipsqueak, what's the big idea? I'm sorry, I just wanted to know what you were saying, that's all. Hold on, you can understand me when I'm squeaking to you? Okay, good. Now you stay quiet as a church mouse, alright? And listen to what I've got to say. Alright. Now, this cave belongs to us Grimchillas. It's always been our burrow. That is until some rat bag of a port came along and took the place over. He just waddled in here and asked to see the boss. That's me. And do you know what the first thing he said was? You might be the boss, but I'm the big boss, okay? The squeaky cheek of it. We tried to get rid of him, but he's too tough for us to turf out on our own. Now he uses us as his slaves, demanding snacks and massages and all sorts. But listen, maybe you could help us. You might be a little pipsqueak, but I see something special in you. Oh, of course. If there's anything I can do to help you out of your little jam, I'd be delighted. Really? Oh, that's squeaking brilliant. You Grimalkin are usually really ratty, but you're not like the rest. Now, the big bully's down in the deepest part of the cave. Go and kick him out for us. In a dense area of woodland near the Forest of Niao, Evan comes across a cave where a nest of Grimchillas have lived in blissful peace, until recently. It seems a nasty pork has taken over their burrow, and they're powerless to do anything to drive him away. Can Evan step in to save the day and skewer the invader? He's down in the deepest part of the cave. Please, you have to scurry down there and get rid of him for us. It's terrible. I've started having nightmares about that horrible big rat who's moved in down there. And now I'm wetting my burrow every night. Squeak! You're gonna go and beat the dirty rat who took over our burrow? Squeak! Well, that's great news. Just be careful down there. Squeak? You wanna know why no one's squeaking to you? Well, that's easy. We Grimchillas are about the shyest rodents around. It's only natural for us to want to scurry back to our holes when a Grimalkin tries to say hello. What are you doing down here? You're not a Grimchilla. That dirty rat betrayed me. I told him not to let anyone down here. He's probably miffed because he used to be the boss around here, and I muscled in on his act. I never thought he'd go so far as to get a Grimalkin to do his dirty work for him. Well, do your worst. You're going to regret tangling with me. I'll make mincemeat of you, catty boy.
Leave this to me. You're going nowhere.
There wasn't really anything else in the cave. Did you really do it? Did you get rid of that pestilent pig? We did. The big boss won't be troubling you anymore. Here, thanks, Pipsqueak. The cave is ours again. Hey, listen, you're welcome to come and visit us down here anytime, okay? Just let us know next time. We'll put on a little mouse party for you.
Thank you.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Thank you. Thanks, Pipsqueak. You really helped us out back there. Now we don't have to worry about that big bully lording it over us. You want to squeak to me? But I don't have anything interesting to say. Try one of the others. You're not very good at fighting and arguing and horrible, ratty things like that. It's much better when everyone just gets along. Squeak, what are you doing down there? I mean, you're very welcome, but I doubt there's much to interest. I'm supposed to be able to get a citizen here, but I had to do that quest first. Oh, it is different text. You keep hearing all these strange noises coming from somewhere further down in the village there. It's hard to tell if whoever's making them is angry or sad or what. It's scary, sure, but to be honest, I feel sorry for whoever it is more than anything. Hope they get the help they need soon. Doc's giving me some cream for my face warts, but I'm too embarrassed to take off a mask. Are you alright? What are you doing here?
Hi.
Oh, I'm checking up on the local Grimchillas. They've always seemed to end up getting themselves into scrapes, poor things. Oi, Pipsqueak, the doc's here to check up on us, not to chat to you. He might be the best sawbones around, but he can't work with you chittering on at him. Oh, of course, ever so sorry. Don't be silly, it's fine. And I'm really not as good a doctor as they say, you know. Oh, give it a rest with the meeky squeaky stuff, will ya? Take some pride in your skills. Honestly, all I did was patch up a few of the little fellows, and now they insist on calling me Doc.
gosh.
It's so kind of you.
Yep.
Well, I do what I can, but that's precious little these days. I've been on the move for too long, you see. I've been thinking I might need something a little more permanent. And you must come to my kingdom. You'd be very welcome there. Oh, so it is you. I thought I recognized the face. Well, I must say, that does sound rather appealing. I might just take you up on that. I can't go just yet, I'm afraid. It's my old friend Flappy. He's suffering from a disease I've never seen before. I just don't seem to be able to do anything for him. What kind of disease is it?
Yep.
The poor fellow's shrouded in a sort of dark haze. He's here in the village, actually, but I wouldn't go near him if I were you. That he doesn't seem to want to listen to a word anyone has to say. Dark haze. Sounds a lot like something we've encountered before. Oh, you're familiar with this affliction, are you? Do you have any idea how to cure it? I'd do anything to help old Flappy, anything at all. Well, you probably won't like the sound of this, and I don't blame you, but in our experience it needs to be, well, beaten out of the sufferer.
So...
What's that? You mean you'll have to clobber poor old Flappy? I'm afraid so. But once we have, he should soon see sense again. I think your voice will probably be the perfect thing to bring him back around. Well, if you're sure. Alright then, I trust you. Let's give it a try, shall we? Rumple is a young Grimalkin who travels from place to place plying his trade as a vet. He's keen to come to Evermore, but won't go until he's found a way of curing his old friend Flappy, who's been engulfed in a dark haze. There's only one thing for it. Evan and company are going to have to take him on in battle. I'm assuming this is going to be in the big empty chamber I saw earlier when I was checking out the cave. So, looks like he's going to be another soldier. I have leveled up all of my soldiers at least above 70. I'm gonna max them all out eventually, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. Poor creature with all the horrible dark stuff swirling around him is in here. If you think you can help him, Pipsqueak, go right ahead. The monster gives off an unpleasant aura. There's no doubt about it. This is the same affliction we've encountered before. Then we'd best apply the remedy you prescribed. One sound thrashing administered firmly but fairly. You leave the fighting to us, Rumple. You just need to have a word with Flappy when the time is right.
I am counting on you all. Take that!
Oh, I left it on hard mode. That's why it's taking so long.
Make yourselves useful.
I turned on the hard mode so I could try to get better items from the faraway dungeon. I think I forgot to turn it off. Flappy, it's me. Can you hear me?
Oh, Rumple?
Ah, back in the land of the living, are we?
How could I be so horrible to my friend?
Oh, he's gone. Poor fellow shouldn't be so hard on himself. If what you tell me is true, that's just how the disease works. Well, thanks awfully anyway. I'll be heading back now. Do come and have a word with old Flappy if you're passing. So you're the one who cured old Flappy, are you? There's more to you than meets the eye, kitty cat. Maybe you should get a job as the doc's assistant. That black haze makes people madder than rats in a bag. Ugh, thought of it makes my tail twitch. This is Flappy? Whoa, I mean, I know he's all calmed down now, but he's huge. You know what? Never really noticed this before, but old Flappy's actually quite a looker.
Ah, I remember. In the battle, I heard a voice. Rumple's voice, and your voice. You saved me. Thank you.
Thanks.
You for all your help back there, King Evan. Don't mention it. I'm just happy that Flappy is alright, that's all. What's he going to do now? Funnily enough, I was just talking to him about that, and I'm pleased to say that we're both decided to join your army.
Yippee!
You and Flappy are going to come and fight for us? That's wonderful. I'm sure you never thought you'd have a vet as part of your army. Isn't it strange how life can turn out? I just hope this latest adventure is a valuable experience for all concerned. Me too. Thanks again, Rumple. Achievement unlocked, no downside. Do we have to go all the way to your kingdom to see the dock now? Well, that's just charming. Thanks, Pipsqueak. Squeak, what are you doing down here? I mean, you're very welcome, but I doubt there's much to interest you.